This is very Taoist. There's a kind of fullness that can only be found in emptiness. It takes a holding of an empty space where something can collect and enter. And a kind of emptiness that there's an emptiness that's a fullness and a fullness that's an emptiness. Or you can't really say which of the two are we talking about. We're talking about the same thing, and we're talking about the lung and the stomach, and we're talking about this formula. And what we're talking about specifically in this formula is what appears to be an absence for the lung, which actually becomes a fullness of an ice wine-like essence, a poignant sweetness that nourishes me with what I value, that through my act of appreciation, which is an act of tonifying lung yin, I myself can drink from. And Ren Shen, which is about the stomach and its emptiness, and the emptiness of fasting, and saying not, my family, I miss them, I want my home, but I am fasting right now. I am fasting right now from the physical presence of my family. My lungs are filled. My lungs, which love to be empty, are in fact full, but in the right way, of this love that nourishes me poignantly and sweetly. My stomach, my homey, cuddly thing that wants to be with their bodies and hold them, is fasting right now. Is holding steady, is creating a vessel, is keeping a place marker. Within the structure of my integrity, a space is held, an intentional space. I may not be with my family right now, but I am holding intentional space for my family at my center. That is a kind of fullness. Do you understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm really glad, because I feel like I'm out on the limb, I'm out on the edge of where words go. Mm-hmm. By fasting from my family, I'm not saying, never mind, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, I'm saying, by holding this empty space, there it is, right there, the spot where they belong. I am with them as deeply, as structurally, as the kind of integrity that carries them with me everywhere I go. So I have this Ren Shen holding a place for them. This is missing someone as an act of integrity that actually makes me stronger. Do you see what I mean? This is not depleting, any more than fasting properly done is depleting. At the end of a good fast, you're like, I know my center. I know what I value. I have structured myself on the inside. And I can say, I miss my family. Yes. As an act of statement of values and integrity. Right here is their spot in me. No matter how, whatever else I'm doing, I carry this. There it is. And sometimes my stomach will be full. And sometimes my stomach will be empty. And through the times of fullness and through the times of emptying, there it will be, like a Volvo, like a shot glass, like an intentional structure that always has room for nourishment. And sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. Sometimes it's mealtime, and sometimes it's not. The structure of the stomach remains, into which can fall, like those little drops of ice wine, what I am receiving through the Mai Men Dong, and that collecting of the sweetness and the moisture. Yeah. That is the core of the formula, is those two herbs. Ban Sha Pinelia is also in the herbs, in the formula. What a funny thing one would think. in a formula all about emptiness, to have an herb that's all about fullness, and to have an herb that's usually for damp phlegm. And so usually we think to ourselves, well, where's phlegm coming from in a dry person? This is a dry person. Why do they have a damp phlegm herb in it? Where did it come from? And where it comes from is, I'm really thirsty just thinking about it. My whole mouth is turning into this formula right now. You know the horrible thing that happens to your saliva when you haven't had anything to drink for a long time? And it's like, it's this terrible feeling in your mouth, like everything is sticky. Basically, this is phlegm that's really dehydrated saliva. That's where it comes from, is dehydrated saliva phlegm. That's gross, but you know, it happens. And it can become a way of life. And there can be this kind of tacky, sticky, fussiness. A lot of the people I know who are this formula, who have a big bon shot component about it, is that as soon as they get into their state of, I need someone to comfort me, they start getting really particular about their particulars. They need a hotel room that's facing south. Okay, it's got to be facing south, and the sheets. It's like the sheets are not right, and this is like there's always these like sticky, tacky, like all kinds of things are not okay, and they need things a certain way, and they need their teddy bear and their blanket essentially. It may not be a physical, literal teddy bear, but they need their teddy bear and their blanket in order to be okay. And the teddy bear and the blanket, again, you understand, the teddy bear and blanket could be anything. It could be a room facing south. It's whatever it is that we cling to and that hopefully will give us some dullness. Something that will help us feel more dull. I dull my pain with my teddy bear and my blanket. I stuff it into the emptiness, and I use it. It's like I take my bon shot teddy bear and stuff it into the emptiness of the red shen. It's like, so there's something in my stomach, and there's a thing. My tea thermos that I brought that has my tea that I make at home. I brought my tea, and I need to have my tea because then I have my home, and instead of having this ren shen intentional space, I have a bon shot that I can stick in my middle and feel full. And when it's more the metal kind, let's see if I can describe this, but it's almost like a barrier to feeling the poignancy. The phlegm, the thing that I need, the way I have to have it, is something in order to get between me and the shrieking, aching sense of oversensitivity that I have when I'm this forlorn. Like I mean, it definitely was like this when I arrived here. Getting here was horrible. Nothing personal entirely, but I just had gotten home Tuesday night, and the idea of having to leave on Thursday, it was just about going to kill me. And I just felt like my skin had been removed. I missed my family so much that I just felt raw, absolutely raw. And there is a white polar bear stuffed animal in my room that it's like a shield. Holding it like a shield, just clinging to this thing. And it could be a physical thing, or it could be a prayer routine. It could be a ritual. It could be whatever it is. It could be the same tea from home that you used to stuff into your middle if it was more of an earth thing. Give me a routine, a bear, a set of clothing, something that I can use as a shield between my raw Mai Men Dong skin that are aching with longing and can't stand it. It's like I want to feel my son's touch so badly that my skin is disintegrating. Give me a thing that I can cling to, that'll be my thing, so I can cling to that and not be so sensitive. A desensitization object. And we need to get rid of it. To get rid of it without the Ren Shen to actually be able to say, I am fasting from my son's touch right now. And to get rid of it without doing, so that I can hold center, so I don't feel like I'm crumbling. I won't crumble without whatever it is. I've got this integrity, this intentional space. And to give the Mai Men Dong, I must have the Mai Men Dong if I'm going to give up the Bon Sha, so that it's really clear that sensitivity and feeling is not going to be painful. It'll be poignant. It'll be appreciative. There may even be a tear or two, but they'll fall on the inside, if you know what I mean, and water my inner garden. A way of saying I love you and actually catching those drops. Then I don't need to be shielded from how I feel. Then I don't need to be like duh and have it dulled out. I can let go of the bear, the tea, the routine, the whatever it is, and just be naked skin and naked lung, breathing what is, appreciating what is, present and not present, with nothing blocking the reception of it, because it feeds me in the presence of its absence and is held. Okay, I think that's the Bon Sha. The rest is basically lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise. The Da Zhao dates, they say, aw, here, have a little nice something. Just to remember that, of course, you are an intentional structure built to honor what you honor, and you make a home for your home inside yourself. Here's my home. My family belongs here, in my home. And of course, you are a deep appreciator of what you value in its essence, whether or not it's here. But, have a little sweet thing. Right now, right here. And Gansao licorice, the hotel room is not such a bad hotel room. You could sleep in this bed. You could wrap the covers around you. Not as a Bon Sha shield against feeling, but it's just pick the pillow you really like. It's just, okay, take it in. And the jingmi rice, it's another earth kind of nice, here's something nice and simple to work with. It's not a twig or a rock or a root, it's a little sprouty, ricey thing. It's so easy. Here's something that's really easy to take in and be nourished by. So eat. I feel a lot better. I think I've been waiting for that formula all weekend.